Hey, how you guys doing out
Hi.
there?
Hello, everybody.
It's good to talk to you. Good to see you. This is Chris, and who are you?
I am Angela.
And this is the
Spice.
Spice. Ooh,
Oh.
oh.
Give me some more.
Give us some
Come
more.
on.
Testing,
Come
testing,
on.
testing. 1, 2.
Let's have it.
Yes.
Oh, life.
Woo. Hello, Angela. How are you doing this beautiful day?
I'm doing great.
You know what? You
I'm
look
doing
great.
great. Thank you. And so do you. You look
Mm,
awesome.
that is a nice, mannerable thing to say in return. But
Yeah.
you ever take the time just to smell the flowers, as it were?
Smell the flowers, smell the roses,
Smell the roses,
tulips,
tulips,
gardenias.
daisies.
We can go on and on.
Yeah.
All right.
And that kind of touches on what we're focusing on, which is
Yeah.
taking the time to enjoy life. But that's a balancing act because it's always talking when we speaking about we talking about in a good way, a positive way, and a healthy way. Somebody will say, "Oh, I do," I do. And there's some things that we think that's we're enjoying life or we're enjoyable, but it could be bad for our health. It can affect others, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about just enjoying the beautiful planet that we live on to a certain degree. Does that make
It's
sense?
it makes sense. And if you think about, if you think about that's ultimate happiness to be able to enjoy life, period. You know, you would think that we were created to enjoy this life, even though today is kind of hard
Mm-hmm.
to do, but when you're happy and just enjoying yourself, there's nothing that's just priceless.
And a lot of people may say, "Well, I do. I enjoy life and I take the time," but that may be true. But what about when we are wasting time, let's say thinking in a negative way,
Yes.
spending time judging or talking about others or involved in things in business that we have none of our business, so to speak? Meditating or holding grudges or just worrying about stuff from the past and just so on and so forth. And a lot of your energy is wasted and you're not taking the time to enjoy life.
Yes.
What about those times? You ever thought about that? Hmm? Hmm? Hmm?
Yeah. So, and some of those things that you mentioned are really called what? Time wasters.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, because there's
we
nothing you can do about it.
exactly nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So, why not just enjoy yourself?
It's not going to help you feel better. It's not going to help the other person. And it's time wasted. It's almost like if something amazing and beautiful is in front of you, but we, because it can happen to any of us, we chose to spend a lot of time and energy focused on things that are of
Beyond
no,
our control.
it's,
We'll say
but
that.
of no validity. It's like
Yes.
basically you're wasting your time. So I'm going to mention a little story. This is a true story. I'm not going to mention names. We can give it a name, give persons a name,
Yeah.
but this is a true story. Um, so there's this guy named, let's say, Bill. And Bill, as a young person, first of all, Bill is very smart. We'll explain. I'll get into that later. But Bill, as a young person, he lived on an island with his family. He had a large family. They had a very small home, tiny home, and he thought that was normal at the time. And he was happy to a certain degree. But as Bill got older, he started to realize this is not the norm, and I can have more. When he was younger, he would be with his brothers and stuff, because he had a lot of family and friends, and they would play, soccer, football, as it were, as what they call it, and just have a good time playing outside during the times where they didn't have the school. And he can barely get to school sometime because of the fact, the situation with the family. And sometimes they wasn't able to always eat. Where he slept, they were sleeping head and foot to toe with other siblings. And it was a tough life. But again, he was happy. But again, as he got older, Bill realized that, I think there's more to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as Bill got older, he started to get what you call an education. He got more information. He started reading books more. started
That's good for old Bill.
yeah, taking in more things from different aspects,
Yeah.
whether it was a spiritual based or you know with the Bible stuff or different things. But anyway, he gathered all this information and realized that hey, it's more to it.
Mm-hmm.
I can make money, uh, letting people know that there's more to it, and I can get back more money and have more for myself than what I grew up with. And he started to do that, and he started to try to teach others and show others,
Mm-hmm.
and he started gaining wealth, became very, very rich. Now, one would say, man, he got rich. He even had a private plane, had a house,
Wow.
several. Yeah, he was traveling, going around the world. Him and his wife. His
Wow.
wife,
That's
Martha. So
wow.
Bill and Martha was, and they had
Impressive.
kids and everything. Well educated, taught them well as parents, and you would say that maybe he was enjoying life. They were enjoying life to a certain degree, right? I would
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. Seemed like a happy life.
Yeah, but he
No,
was a
seemed like
hard.
you would have none of the worries that we would have as far as how hard it is to achieve that type of goal. But it's not like we are trying to. I guess it depends on the person, but
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everything that I've told you, like he decided to do, especially when it came to the family and just working hard and gaining whatever he wanted for him and his family, nothing wrong with that. And to a certain degree, you have to start asking yourself, where's the balance though?
mm-hmm.
You know, we can look at a person, and now this is a person everybody know, like a person like a Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
How much of their time when they was growing up did they spend where they was able to focus more on their families
Exactly.
and their kids and their wives and things of that nature? If you not to try to bang hard negative against anyone, but you have to go and research that.
Mm-hmm.
People that are like we just named some people, two people off the rip that has could have and get anything that they want in life for happiness, but just look at how that family structure went and look at things like that.
Yes.
Anyway, back to the story of Bill and Martha. So they was teaching others. Their kids were well educated. They traveled. They had homes,
Mm-hmm.
even on the island where he grew up, and in the United States where we are. Very successful. But at a young age, uh, around our age, because
Mm-hmm.
we youngins in our mind, um, him and his wife got in a plane accident and they died.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that
Now,
outcome.
here's the question: do you think that they got the most out of life? Maybe they did, or maybe they didn't. Do you think that if they knew something like that, would they take the time to enjoy life more,
Mm-hmm.
or would they have did the exact same thing they did? So, not to say we think about something bad happening to us, but to a certain degree, in a positive way, in a balanced way, why not use more time and energy enjoying the people that we are with, the company of people we're with, instead of focusing more on the mistakes
Yes.
that are beating ourselves up, judgment upon ourselves, judgment upon others, past mistakes, so on and so forth. We can go on and on about how we can waste our time with negative energy or negative thoughts versus enjoying this beautiful planet that we're given, that we're on.
Yes. Yes. I totally agree with that.
Now, what do you think about that story I told you?
I think that is a very eye-opening story because and it is a true story.
True story.
You talk about people that has all that a lot of folks that's striving to do, but at the same time it's like you know what is most important. It has me thinking about what is most important, and you can say that material things. Oh yeah, I can. Oh yeah, material this, but isn't it beyond that? You talk about enjoying this planet. You know, I would say it is perception. I would say when you talk about what, or and it's up to you whether you want to look at this and decide whether or not you're going to enjoy what you have. Period. Being content with the life that you have, being content with the family that you have, and just think of ways that you can just enjoy and just, there's so many different things that you can do. Like for me, I can say I'm not a I'm not a wealthy person. I don't have a private plan. I don't have all this, but
That
can,
reminds me of a song.
yeah, what song?
Ain't got no money,
Hey.
ain't got no fancy car. Remember that? No, go ahead. I'm sorry. So,
But it has me thinking, what are my options? What are my options? How can I enjoy my time, my space that I have? You know, how can I help others? Because it's
right.
beyond every, people can say, oh, I want to go here on this lavish vacation here. I want to buy this vehicle. I want to live this, blah, 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 blah. You can name so many different things. But I can tell you this, the people that I see the most happiest or the most fulfilled, even some of the ones that you see on social media that are just happy and healthy, they are not the wealthiest. They are not. They are content.
So wait a
They're
minute. You
ordinary
mean, I'll
people.
make sure I understand. So you mean the ones that make the maximum amount is not comparable to the happiest? So that doesn't, those don't connect to each other?
No. In fact,
Mm.
if you do your research, you'll see different places or different continents of folks that are living longer, that are happier. They are not the wealthiest.
Mm.
They are not.
You're right.
They are
Wow,
not.
I think you might be on to
And if
something.
you think about it too, think about if you had, let's say you had a large family, you had a large outside family too. But if everybody was helping each other, or if everybody was loving to each other, or if everybody just kind of took each, watch each other's back, make sure everybody was okay, you know, wouldn't that make you happy? You really wouldn't worry about nothing because you know that you're taken care of. If you
Right.
had a large family
Right.
that provided you with what you needed or helped, and you did the same thing. Don't forget it that you did the same thing, that you helped as well. So it's like, and what the well, you say people, you mentioned your example. um you said, are they happy? That was the
You don't
question.
know.
Were they family happy?
I left it like that for a purpose
Yeah.
because you kind of have to. The key to so y'all can understand what me and Angela's not saying you can't have wealth or have money or whatever and be it's connected to sadness. No way.
Yeah.
Really, who we are is connected to happiness and sadness and what we do.
Exactly.
But again, if you mentioned from the beginning, we're talking about making sure we find our peace, our balance, in things that we do. So if you're pursuing certain goals, is your happiness. I'm talking about real happiness, sacrifice, and the happiness you share with others is sacrifice. I'm not talking about happiness that only satisfies you and hurt others. I'm talking about happiness that you can actually share, and happiness that shows a deep appreciation for the things that you have
Yes.
around you versus just a self gratification kind of thing. Whether you're wealthy or whatever people consider to have money or not have money, whatever, where's that priority of your happiness in life? Because as shown in the story, you don't know your time. Your time time in itself is fine. Even if we lived 120, that's a finite amount of time.
Yes.
So why not take this gift of life that we have, however we're given or however you believe it to be given to you, and take the time to make sure that you take advantage and enjoy it while you pursue those other goals, while you do whatever you do. It may require sometimes to have a certain amount. Oh man, I want to take this trip with my better half or my friend or my spot, whatever. And I want us to have a good time. So it may take money to do that, but we don't have to be a billionaire to do it or a trillionaire or gazillion or whatever we think the number we need to do it. Because why live here and you can't enjoy? It's like seeing a healthy cake, but it has the most delicious taste you'll ever taste, and never touching it because you decide, I'm not going to enjoy that. Something, yeah,
Or
go ahead.
I thought about this, or allowing someone else to suck the happiness out of you, or allow situations or people
Yeah,
to suck the
that's
happiness
another one.
out, and not, and you're not
Yeah,
allowing yourself to be happy and just, be content. You know, it is up here, so we must be mindful of that,
be
and
purple. Yeah,
not allow
right.
it to, make us unhappy, or it be a distraction or a discouragement.
Yeah, that's a question. Now that kind of gets into the question you have to ask yourself. Because somebody may initially just hearing this conversation here saying, "Oh, I don't think I'm," but think really hard. Do we? I'm gonna be honest. I'm guilty sometimes. Like I catch myself sometimes thinking like, "Man, why so and so did? I can't believe why am I wasting two? Maybe for a minute. Maybe let's say somebody in a family member, somebody in your home, somebody you care about, whatever. Maybe for a minute, because most a large chunk of those things are very minor. It's not
Yes.
a lot of epic and major events just don't happen every day. So it's more times than not, it's something tiny minor, but we over there lamenting over and going over it in our head and going, when we wasting time and not enjoying. I'm not talking about the days
Mm.
you got to, take care of some kind of business and work and so on and so forth and all the normal things in your life you take care of. But there are some that do it almost 24/7. And then there are some that spend so much time judging and being negative and all those things like they're getting paid for it and they're not enjoying their life.
Yeah, and one of the things that I was thinking about too is, some of the kids when they grow up, they will mention that. Well, I wish I had more time with my parents, or I wish we did this, I wish we did that. But as you guys know, that time just goes by so quickly. I can remember my kids being babies. Now they're grown ups. I mean, they're grown ups. So it's like I think about, reminisce on those times. I look at my pictures and stuff of them being smaller, and like, man, could I have done this? I could have. I think of all the stuff that I could. I'm like, I could have did. I could have spent more time with them with this, or I wish we had did this, that. But if you think about it, even now, when you're in the here and now, and you're just focusing on this, and if you think now, if you have small kids, think of some of the things that you can do that can help them, or think of things that you can tell them, or you can reinforce in them to help them to do the same. You know, I always thought that my kids, or as they was growing up, like they would learn a lot if they were a little bit more knew were in tune with
Right.
culture, if I can say that,
Culture, I
culture.
got you.
Not just theirs, but other cultures. You can learn from
Mm-hmm.
different cultures. That means
Mm-hmm.
they will have to travel to, explore other cultures,
Right.
or look it up. I mean, we got online. We can do that, but for them to go and visit or get to know the people in different. This is United States. We're a melting pot of different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you learn from that, and that's what they did back in the day. The explorers, they went and
Yeah.
explored this planet, learning of different cultures,
Yeah.
and passing that along to different. That's why,
And they were paid to do it. They
yeah,
would get grants and loans and stuff from royalty and governments to explore and check out new things and find out new stuff and bring back certain things and wealth and stories and all kind of stuff.
and you learn from others. That's the thing. You learn from other people, other cultures. 'Cause people do things different. That's why we are a melting pot of different cultures. You really fare. I knew that they would fare. We call it greatly from that. They learn more and get to know different people and stuff. But anyway, I just think that there's no age limit to that, but if you start early, the more you know, the more you grow. So yeah.
And you hear this saying, "There's no time like the present." And when I first heard it, I was like, "What does that mean? No time like the present," which means that there's nothing wrong. There's no date. Let's say, and if you got all your faculties
Yes.
about you and you're mentally able, the only thing that's usually going to stop you is you. Somebody may say, "Man, I was wanting to write a book, but now I'm
Yes.
so and so years old. I don't know what's stopping you." to go. Let's say I want to write a book. I want to, enjoy your life if it's a goal, but don't
Yes.
spend your energy being miserable, sad. No matter where you are, financial, all that. Don't spend a lot of
Yeah.
time and energy being miserable and sad, or having a lot of anger and frustration towards others, or just having that mental, spending that time and energy on that versus what's all the amazing things around you and all the your people, your family, your friends, genuine brothers and
Mm-hmm.
sisters and family members and friends that love you. Um, take the time to enjoy your life.
Yeah. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy it. Don't look back on things that you cannot change. You can change, like now you think, oh, yeah, I want to do this. Let me plan to do that. Also, I was going to mention too, one thing that I get enjoyment from is looking, if I'm taking pictures or videos and stuff, I go
Mm-hmm.
back and look at certain parts of our, things we did, especially with the kids. I'm just sitting there, just enjoying the moment, looking at photographs. And you guys remember back in the day, we had these photo albums to where we put the pictures in, and people come over there, look the app. You enjoy looking through people's photo albums, and I want to get back into making the photo albums so that when people come over, or sharing just different parts of our lives with them, them looking through the photo book. I think that is a wonderful thing to do.
That's a good idea.
Yes, we
I
got
like
out
that.
of doing that, I think. But now, this day and time, you can actually submit your photos, and they can make the album for you and send it to you. Remember when we went to Florida, and I think we went to Disney.
What's that?
Uh, went to Florida
Oh, okay.
like years ago. We went to Disney, and I
Oh,
think it's
amusement
Shutterfly
park. I
amusement
got you.
park. I'm sorry. You went
Man,
with
you
that.
be
I'm
hooking them
like,
up.
hold on. I'm sorry, guys.
And we
I
ate
just got
some.
on what he was doing. I'm so
I
late.
be
But
trying to help
anyway,
her.
we went to an amusement park, and the resort that we stayed in, I want to say resort. Yeah, it was a resort we stayed in. They offered or gave us a free Shutterfly book, and we were able to where we uploaded our photos, and it was a hardcover book. So we got this. We still have it,
That's
of
right.
our memories from that day, and it was beautiful. We look back on it, and my kids look at it, and I just see the smiles on their faces because they enjoyed it. So I think capturing those moments, those memories, is very important.
Yeah, they're
So
very, very important, and I remember that too. We had some fun with the people that provided those things for us,
yes.
and I'll tell you that's really what I'm gonna tell you the story that I mentioned earlier. I left it kind of ambiguous for a reason, and I'm gonna give you my opinion of what I thought. I believe that that guy did try to make sure. In fact, that was one of the things he taught, is make sure you enjoy your life, and you can tell
Mm-hmm.
by the people he left behind. His kids spoke on how their mother and father helped them. They were at peace with the situation, even though they missed their parents dearly. It was a sad thing. They were at peace with it because their parents taught them to make sure they enjoy life, how to be better men and women,
Yes.
how to be better people, how to be better human beings, which is priority. And you can just tell by the people that was family and friends that talked about this couple, that they really did take the time to enjoy life. So you never know what's going to happen. It's not like you want to sit around and think about every bad scenario for yourself, but take the time to look at the positive again, to enjoy your life, because it's no how you are as a person and enjoying your life and being a certain way and having a certain appreciation for things has no connection to how your life goes in the financial way. Nothing wrong with either way you go, but if you try to equate those two with one with happiness, enjoying life, you're going to be very disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something that's within you
Yeah.
to do. That's why I give you this, like, just, it's like, and I've mentioned this analogy before. It's like fine tuning a radio.
Yes.
You always forever making sure you have an adjustment and balance when it comes to that.
And we say balance because when you talk about balance, it's overall picture of being balanced. Not that you're going to be like this, sometimes you're going to have to do this, but being balanced about it and enjoying it. That's the thing. There's so much out there that can throw you off, that can be like, you can become unhappy about. But when you're having balance, then, things that you're doing, things that you're thinking about, even you talk about health, being balanced about it, you'll be a little bit more happier.
Yes. And it starts with you. So if you appreciate you in a healthy way, and then you can give that up. I appreciate you, Angela. I love you. I enjoy time with you. I enjoy hanging out with you. I enjoy having fun. But I gotta have balance. I'm just playing. But I do. It's a good time. Because it's gonna be times where you're like, man, it's busy. And you get busy. But in between those times where you're not busy or you don't have a lot going on, don't waste it not enjoying people, enjoying your life, enjoying things in a healthy and positive way. Wow. I enjoy our walks. That's a good way of being healthy plus enjoying life.
Yeah. I can give a little short story time in regards to what I could do. Very short. So basically, years ago, I was at a point where I was just like, I need to do something in regards to, we talked about walking, physical fitness. I was not active at all. I wasn't active at the moment, and I was feeling it. Not only was I feeling it in my health or my body, but I also was feeling it mentally. Mm-hmm. So I took it upon myself to make sure I got out there and got my steps in and started walking. Mm. Immediately, I would say I started feeling better. And then as time went by, I got better at balancing that and making sure I took the time to do it too. I made sure that I actually was like, okay, I'm going to walk, even if it's for 15 minutes. I'm going outside to enjoy this, this beautiful earth, this planet Earth, and just get that vitamin D, that sunshine in, and just get myself back balanced or together. I keep hitting the mic. But yeah, that was quick. That was short.
Yeah, sometimes you're going to have to handle your business and then find that balance and enjoy life, just like we enjoy the spice.
Oh, life.
Life.
Messed it up.
Why I oughta.
Bye-bye.